Let's get a quick take on Sports Authority announcing this week that it will close all of its doors, leaving the naming rights for Mile High Stadium in doubt for next season. Patty Calhoun from Westward. Is Westward newspaper in the mix for the possible $6 million a year naming rights?
Oh, I'm pretty sure we are in the mix, but actually there is an industry that is contributing a great deal to us that is perfect. Let's face it, just leave the Mile High Stadium name. It has a dual meaning now. Yeah. It has history behind it, it has current commerce behind it.
And then finally you would have a business embracing the Mile High name. They really wouldn't want to mess with that much at all.
Right, exactly. You could leave it exactly as is.
It's a great idea. David Copel from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. This is the second company with naming rights to Mile High that is now bankrupt. Is the stadium cursed? Should it just be left Mile High Stadium?
It should be named after who actually paid for it, which was not Sports Authority or Invesco. They put in a little bit of money, and it certainly wasn't the Denver Broncos, those multimillionaires and above in their ownership, who are, I respect for their talent, but shouldn't be on welfare. The people who paid for this were the Colorado taxpayers. So let's name it after them. Colorado Taxpayers Field at Mile High Stadium.
Not much of a ring, but I like the idea. Eric Sonren, political analyst. Is this still a big deal nowadays? I realize the national exposure when a game is going on, but locally, it's still Mile High. I think it's going to be Mile High forever. What do you think?
Per David's point, maybe we should just go with Doug Bruce Field. I mean, the paragon of Colorado taxpayers. I think your point is right, Dominic. I think it's not quite as salient as it was 15 years ago when, John Hickenlooper embraced the issue, Wellington Webb, then Mayor embraced the issue of keeping a corporate name off it. Everyone has corporate names now. I'm reading in professional basketball, we're now going to corporate logos on uniforms, all on NASCAR, which I think is a step toward the apocalypse. But given the history of Invesco and now Sports Authority, that once you put your name on the stadium, it does seem to be a death wish and you go out of business. I'm hoping Frontier Airlines will maybe grab these naming rights.
Wrapping up the panel, we have Kristen Wyatt from the AP. Thank you very much for joining us. What do you think? Do you think there's some companies out there ready to bid on these rate naming rights?
Oh, absolutely. I think the NFL wouldn't consider the marijuana industry yet. But there was a bill that dropped in the legislature this week to make them keep the Mile High name on that stadium. And I think that bill doesn't make any sense because nobody would be so silly. They would always name it blank at Mile High Stadium. They're going to keep it in there somewhere. So I don't think it's really worth worrying about too much.